glad this is necessary for an expansion. Alright guys, it's Gears, and welcome to the very first episode of GOW. This is basically Gears of Warcraft. Basically, it is going to be a series of discussion videos. Hopefully I answer questions, depending on how many comments I get. My channel isn't that huge, got like 189 subscribers strong, so as you can see in the background, I got my, I don't even know why I have to mention what's back there, but as you can see, kind of themed up for this new series of content that I'm putting out. If you probably know what inspired me to do this, Devilor, he was on a channel called Zam Official, and he was putting up videos called The Weekly Marmot. This isn't going to be weekly, it's basically going to be whenever I feel like it. Now, don't get all crazy like, oh, whenever he feels like, great, let's watch this video and just take off for a month. It's not going to be like that. I'm going to try to put out content as much as I can. I got music in the background. It's a jolly good time. We're going to be talking World of Warcraft. We're going to be talking all sorts of stuff. I am not the most educated person when it comes to World of Warcraft, so I'm going to try my best. I got my Blizzard notepad here ready to go. It's only got 2 things on it, so I guess I'm going from the noggin for this one. Okay, so to start things off, the first thing I really wanted to talk about, because since I've gotten back into WoW, let me just explain to you guys, for this first episode, let me just explain to you my history of World of Warcraft. Okay, so you got Vanilla, which is original WoW, that's what they call it. Obviously, you know that if you're watching this video, you know a little bit about World of Warcraft. Vanilla WoW was just classic World of Warcraft, level 1 to 60. And it was, you know, it was only, I believe, the races were human, dwarf, gnome, and night elf. I believe that was it. And then, like I said, I didn't play vanilla. That's not when I started. I also didn't start during Burning Crusade, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so I believe it was, if I'm going correct, on the whole Alliance side, it was human, dwarf, gnome, and Night Elf. I don't know why I always forget Night Elf. I have a Night Elf Druid. And then on the Horde side, it was Orc, Tauren, Troll, and Undead. So that's the races that you had. Alright, so I didn't play Vanilla. I didn't get into World of Warcraft during Vanilla. Now, the Burning Crusade, it introduced Draenei for the Alliance, and it introduced Blood Elves for the Horde. And I also didn't get into World of Warcraft this during Burning Crusade, but here's the thing. Technically I did, but I don't even count it, because what happened was, way back in the day, before Lich King came out, I was living with my dad in his apartment, and I was like probably 12 or 13 at the time. I can't remember, but probably 12 or 13. And I went into GameStop, and impulse buy, just complete impulse buy, was I bought the World of Warcraft Battle Chest, which at the time was World of Warcraft and Burning Crusade. It came with those 2. Just a starter kit, ready to go. Went home. I believe my laptop was shit. I believe I don't even think it would install. I honestly have no memory of what happened. Like, where... I don't remember what happened from when I got home with that till now. Like, I have no idea. So, in about 2010... No, it wasn't even 2010. I guess it was late 09. Probably... Okay, it was the spring of 09. So, it was, I guess you could say, mid-Lich King. Because Cataclysm came out the following year, December of 2010. So, it was, like, right around mid-Lich King. My friends... I was talking to them on Xbox Live, this kid Alex that I play with, this kid Kevin that I play with, and this kid Brandon that I met through those 2 on Xbox Live. We were always on Xbox every night talking in party chat, and Alex is like, well, I play a shitload of WoW. He told us to get it. So, I was up all night that night, waited for my dad to wake up. I was like, yo, Dad, I'm trying to play this video game. Can I get it? He's like, alright. He had no idea for what was coming, because at that time it was, you gotta buy Classic, okay. You gotta buy Burning Crusade, okay. You gotta buy Lich King, alright. So I was like, Dad, can I buy this game? Yeah, okay, great. Alright, now the mistake I made, don't do this if you're trying to start WoW. Do not, absolutely do not buy the game off of Blizzard's website. No, I know this sounds crazy, but let me just give you a perspective here. Alright, so I bought Classic WoW off Blizzard's website for, I believe, $29.99. I go into Target right before I bought Mr. Pandaria, so this is, jump forward, follow me for a second, jump forward. I bought, when I was buying Mr. Pandaria, I went into Target, and they had the World of Warcraft Battle Chest for, I shit you not, which comes with, I think now the Battle Chest comes with the first 3 expansions, but anyway, it was $19.99 for 3 of them. So I probably should have just gone with the Battle Chest. Even if it only got me Burning Crusade and Classic, I still would have saved money. Well, my dad would have, because at the time. So ready? He goes to work that morning. I bought Classic. And I think I got him before he left. I was like, oh, well, I need this expansion too. Alright, fine. Put it on his card. Ordered it off Blizzard's website. Alright, I need game time. Alright, fine. So I'm racking up the bill already. He gets home from work. Yo, Dad, I need this other expansion. I'm trying to hit 80. There's no point in me playing this game. Fucking Christ, that's what he said. He's like, another fucking game? I'm like, it's the same game. It's just... You won't understand. So can I just, like, you won't see me. Like, just... So, we got it, and my first character was, I was like, oh, what should I go with? What should I go with? Kevin started out as a hunter. He was a hunter, which I fucking hate hunters. I'm sorry. I hate having to kill you and your pet. That's bullshit. You got you with like 428k health, and then I gotta kill your pet who has the same? Fuck that. Why don't you give me a Death Knight? How come my Death Knight doesn't come with Archus on the side? The fucking Lich King. Oh, you want to kill me? You gotta down the Lich King first. So anyway, yeah, he started as a hunter, but my first character was a dwarf paladin. I learned very quickly that I hated the dwarf. First of all, I hate the dwarf. Like, the only 2 races I can ever see myself playing, I'm very picky when it comes to, like, cosmetics for games. I was like, from day one, I was like going nuts over armor. I was like, I want armor, like I want sweet armor, because I was used to playing like Oblivion, Fallout, where you could play it for like a night and get good armor, at least cool looking armor. So I was playing that, and I started my dwarf. I didn't really know how to play a paladin, which I guess I wouldn't have known how to play anything. It was my first time playing WoW. So we're leveling through Dunmoreau and all that shit. We all made the same race, so we could all start out like at the same point and just help each other out with questing. Because obviously Alex and Brandon were guiding me and Kevin through this because we had no fucking idea what we were doing. And I still have my dwarf pally to this day. He's only a 60. Now, why is he only a 60? I started WoW. You create your first character. How come that's not my main? Here's the deal. As soon as I got Lich King, I was obsessed. I mean, obsessed over Death Knights. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Fucking evil. Like, excuse my language. I'm not trying to make this like a curse fest. Evil, cool servants of the Lich King, cool abilities. They looked amazing from the start. Because this was back in the day where the character creation screen didn't have all, like, the lower tiers as a preview. It was where, like, humans were wearing skimpy clothes, and then you get the Death Knight that just starts with this cool set of armor because it's a hero class and whatever. So I'm like, I need to level my paladin to 55 so I can just chuck him. Like, just screw ever playing that paladin again. Which wasn't really smart because I leveled my Death Knight, well, leveled him to 80. Actually, by the time I didn't even hit 80 with my Death Knight by the time Cataclysm came out. So when my Death Knight, I believe my Death Knight was a 75, and then I went from 80, or I went from 75 to 85, and basically, sorry, I heard something upstairs. Yeah, basically I played my Death Knight and lost complete train of thought. I'm sorry, this is very shitty. Where was I at? Jesus Christ. Alright, so yeah, I wanted to chuck my Death Knight, and when Kata came out, I leveled him from 75 to 85, and then when Mr. Pandaria came out, I leveled it to 90, which, by the way, Mr. Pandaria, thank God that that expansion had a cool storyline, like, fun to do quests, because that was just, like, I hopped on, I was like, alright, yes, I'm 85, I'm ready to quest. I look at my XP bar, because before that it was just rep, because I got to 85 during Kata, and I got geared for heroics, and then I stopped playing. And then I picked up Mr. Pandaria. I just got Mr. Pandaria during patch 5.3, so like I didn't get to experience 5.0, 5.1, and 5.2. Apparently, they nerfed the XP that it takes to level from 80 or from 85 to 90, like each level, but it's still like in the millions, which is insane. Like, I looked at my bar, I was like, okay, so I'm 85, and I have 6 million experience till 86. And then by the time it was, like, I was running so many dungeons because I got tired of questing and mists. Cataclysm I don't remember as being that bad. I kind of liked Cataclysm questing. Call me crazy, I know that thing back there is not a big, craze for the WoW community. But this one's definitely better than this one. The Timeless Isle. Here's the thing. Timeless Isle, awesome. I found so much gear. I got like a level 504 chest piece on the ground. That was awesome. I found a level 504 ring, a level 504 necklace, 504 trinket, which is actually what got me geared to LFR. Now I'm going to go right into the topic of LFR. But before that, I'm going to tell you what I hate about the Timeless Isle. The thing I hate is you kind of have to go through that avoiding a lot of the monsters that are there, because like there's monsters there, dude, that like I don't know if I was playing my DK wrong or something, but there's monsters that like are just so fucking hard to kill. Like you'll need another person healing you, and it would still take forever. But it's worth the gear and it's worth the stuff that you can get out of it. But yeah. So LFR, people hate it. I don't know why. I never did a raid the entire time. I had WoW. I had every expansion. Mr. Pandaria was the first raid I ever did in LFR. Why? Because I had no idea how people even raided before. Like, how do you get into a raid? It was like some random thing that happened when I was like level 70. Alex was like, yo, you trying to do a even when we started, we were like, oh, we want to raid. I can't wait to raid. That's going to be awesome. Raiding. Alex hits me up one day. He's like, you want to do a level 70 raid? I was like, okay, but what's the point? We're trying to get to 80. That gear is going to be shit by then. We did it anyway. That was the only time I raided. I don't even remember what battle it was. I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was. It might have been Black, I don't know if it was Black Temple. I'm sure it wasn't. Yeah, but I did a BC raid. Like, I was like, alright, how did all these people get here at the same time with the same motive? Like, it was just like you had to organize it yourself, which took forever. Because when I was playing, it was just spam trade chat, you know? Like, what's the point of that? So, LFR is awesome, dude. It matches you with people that want to raid, and I don't know what I'm gonna do after LFR, because when I get geared for normal modes, or geared for heroic raiding, which let me tell you, I am not skilled enough to do heroic raiding, but I could probably pull off normal with my DK. The only thing I can complain about with LFR is it's very unorganized. Not a lot of people have the same like method of doing things. I guess that's a good way to put it. Not everyone's on the same page, I guess I should say. It basically kind of just says, alright people, you wanted the raid, here you go. Do whatever you want. Still gotta kill this boss though. So, I guess that's kind of like my take on LFR. As a feature though, in itself, I would not be raiding without LFR, just because I don't know where to start. I don't know how. I don't know any other way. Basically, I'm just not that good of a not that good of a player to set that kind of shit up, and the time that it takes just waiting is just not. I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, I just I feel that I'm sorry, ADD. Uh, Another thing I wanted to talk about. This is the next this is the second thing on the notepad of two things. The next expansion. Um, what do I think it will be? What do I think the level cap should be? What other things would I like to see them incorporate? All right, so I'd like for them to incorporate. First of all, what I think it'll be, and I think most people will agree with me. I definitely do think it should be a Burning Legion expansion. Now, the name that there was news that came out that they just patented a name for the expansion, and it follows the same type of routine that they do for every expansion, which is they release the patent a certain amount of weeks before BlizzCon, and that's what they did, again, just like Mists and just like Kata and just like Wrath. So they did do that, and I guess that's going to be the name of it. I think it's like Heroes of the Deep or something. I forget. I haven't looked at it in a while, but yeah, the level cap is another issue because how do I put this? I know a lot of people will disagree, but I'd rather see them only make it 95, but incorporate more zones for 5 levels. Because having 5 levels and only having 5 zones doesn't give you variety. It's like you have to do this zone for this level, you have to do this one for this level, and it's like you're forced to stay in a zone. And sometimes like I could have stayed in the Burning Steeps till with my Paladin, and I'm leveling now. I want it to be my other alt that hits 90. I could have stayed in the Burning Steeps till 60, but once I saw that at 58 I could go through the Dark Portal and start Hellfire Peninsula, I totally did. Because more XP per quest, and it just wasn't worth it staying there. I wanted to leave. Like, I got tired of it. So that's what I did. And, yeah, basically I'd like to see it 95, only because that makes room for another expansion to even it out. Because World of Warcraft isn't going to be around forever. It's eventually going to die off, unfortunately, because it's such a great game. And they're going to have a successor, probably Project Titan, that they're working on now. But why would you want to stop a game at like 105, 110, or 115 level? Like, this gives them room to possibly even it out at 100. Like, alright, you get to 100, that's enough for people to have to deal with when they're starting a level 1. That's going to make heirlooms almost required, I think, in my opinion, because, guys, 100 levels is fucking a lot of levels. I mean, that's just a lot. And if they made it was like, alright, this is the last expansion before WoW. I want to start playing WoW. Here's your level 1. You got 104 more levels to go. It's like, well, geez, thanks. I really can't wait by the time I'm 80 years old, I can't wait till I'm 90 years old playing a level 105. It's like, just even it out at 100. I think that would be a way better thing to do, smarter. But I just don't think the Titan is even close to ready. Like, I just don't. So that could be an issue too. It might even if they did 95, it might inevitably wind out dragging out until an uneven thing. But yeah, so the next expansion, I definitely do think that would be just like a possibility. And another thing I'd like to see is, okay, so I just hopped on my Druid for the first time since I actually left during Kata. I had no idea my Druid was a Resto Druid. I don't know, I guess I just was like, oh, I'm going to create a healing character because I already have a DPS and a tank. Yeah, let's do it. So, and I was looking at because I wanted to switch specs because I don't really want to heal. I will eventually because I want to learn how to heal. But that just seems so hard to me. I thought tanking was going to be hard. Like, oh my god, it all relies on me. But healing really all relies on me. Because if you're a shit healer, Like, you can't get no RESPECT. And I just don't want to be a shit healer. I might have to watch a few videos and practice and watch someone. And yeah, so I was looking, and druids have 4 available talent specs, like available specs. I think it's Resto, Balance, Feral, and I forget the other one that's a tank. But there's 4, and I don't think any other class has that. And if you're going to make 4 for one class, now I understand. I was looking at my druid today, and I'm just like, it's so complicated. You got bear form, cat form, tree form, and I'm like looking through my spell book because I was like, okay, I'm sure there's spells on my action bar that are left out that I have to go into the spell book, drag it down to my action bar. I couldn't find shit because everything was cat form ability, bear form ability, like all this bullshit that I was just like, Jesus Christ. So Druid's a very complicated class, but I definitely do want to play one of them. And everyone says that I think that out of the 3 healing classes, I definitely do, or no, 4. There's, I believe. Don't listen to me. There's monk, shaman, paladin that can heal, druid, and priest. So, all right, 5, I guess, whatever. Out of all those, I definitely, now I haven't seen really like how monks heal. I haven't been able to play one, but I think that arguably, definitely holy pallies, resto druids, and probably priests would be the best healers. Just because I feel that whenever I have a priest or a paladin healer or a druid healer, that I'm just not wiping at all, or when no one in the dungeon's dying, they can usually keep people up. Now I know there's a few classes that have like chain healing, which is awesome. That's probably what I'd have to pick, to be honest, because I cannot switch fast enough. I have terrible reflexes when it comes to this game. I cannot click to, I can't even, like, I'm behind when, like, sometimes I'll accidentally click on, like, one of the other people in the dungeon, and I'm, like, trying to drop obliterate, and it's like, you can't attack that, and I'm like, well, yes I can, because that's, and I'm like, oh shit, click, because I'm still, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, and this is gonna make some people just be like, alright, fuck this guy. He has no clue what he's talking about, which I really don't. This is more like a casual, I'm a casual WoW player. I'm not super hardcore. So, I'm still a clicker. I don't fuck with add-ons just because that's just, like, when I watch a video on YouTube, I'm like, this guy's action bars are, like, look like a fucking crossword puzzle. And macros are too freaking... I'd rather just click. It's easier. It really is for me. It's just... It makes the game just easier for me to wrap my head around. So I'm trying... You know, like, so I click off the person and click on the boss. And I know that's very slow. And in a guild that's hardcore raiding, that kind of shit isn't gonna fly. But that's exactly why I'm not in a hardcore raiding guild. I'm actually not even in a raiding guild. We got like 600 people in our guild. Like, clearly there's not, you know, there's like a dedicated raid team of like 8, I think the people were saying in the chat. The rest of the people are just fill-ins. And my guild's filled with like all people's alts and shit, so it's funny because my Death Knight guild which is where I'm at end game right now. I'm a level 90 Death Knight, and I'm you know, like, that's what I'm doing LFR in. My guild is like it's not like a level 25 guild yet. But my Paladin guild, it's a level 25 guild. It was since I joined it. At level 2, somebody sent me I was in Goldshire, and someone sent me a guild invite, and I accepted it. And I was like, holy shit, this fucking guild's like huge. It's Black Dawn. It's my guild. I play on Shattered Halls, if anyone wants to know. I do have I have a Death Knight on Shattered Hand, but that's because, I forget what happened. It was like me and I wanted Alex to make a Death Knight with me, or, we wanted to switch to Horde because I wanted to be a Blood Elf Death Knight, and Alex was like, no, so I was like, fuck you, I'll go to Shattered Hand because it's like 80% Horde, or like 90% Horde, and I'll just be a Blood Elf Death Knight there, and I got it up to 60 and was like, fuck it, like, because Kevin eventually hopped over to Horde, and I think he made he made something. I don't know what he made. He made a Goblin Death Knight, which, fucking hate goblins. But yeah, that's basically, it's a 25-minute video. Tell me if you guys think there's anything you think I should do. If you want to contact me, I have a Twitter account, but I don't know if I'll link it yet because I might have to set up a different one for my real name. I don't know. I don't really care if you guys know my real name. But yeah, I'll have a link to my Facebook and all that kind of shit if you guys want to see that. And I just appreciate you guys watching, and let me know if you like this, if you want me to do more of these, if you want me to just completely stop because this sucks utter bullshit. If you don't like the fucking Bruce Springsteen in the background just because I felt like putting it on because it kind of easier music to listen to than screamo or rap when you're talking about World of Warcraft and trying to do a video. If you don't like Worlds Apart, then, you know, your world's falling apart. But, yeah, that's it, guys. I like making content. This is what I like to do at midnight on a Saturday night. So if you guys want to see more of these, let me know. Maybe I'll figure out a way to live stream some WoW gameplay. I do have gameplay of me dinging 90 in a WoW dungeon. So if you want to see that, let me know, and I will gladly do that for you guys. And I'm gonna try and get more educated on this kind of stuff because I kind of rambled a lot, and I don't want to use jump cuts because I think that it looks retarded when I'm like this all the time because I stutter, and I just don't want to do that. I don't like watching videos with jump cuts too much, and I think it's more natural when you see, like, usually people don't always have something ready to say. They kind of have to think for a second, and I know that's not very professional in, you know, on the internet's, you know, in the internet's eyes, you know, people in YouTube, in the YouTubers' eyes, but, you know, that's how I feel. I just feel that jump cuts are bullshit, and I just feel that it looks all mashed together. It's not natural. If you had a conversation with me, this is what I'd be talking like. I'd have to think about some shit, I'd have to ponder over some shit, and that's just what happens. I mean, I don't know. But thanks for tuning in to episode number 1 of GOW. That's Gears of Warcraft, and my channel is Gears of Gore XX. I'm pretty sure you could just type in Gears of Gore and it'll come up, but who knows, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this 30-minute long video, and I appreciate it.